What's up, guys? Dr. Feelgood here, back again with another philosophy. And I know it's been some time, and I do apologize about that, but life, struggles, you all know how it goes. But anyway, let's get into it. I know some of you see the title, and I've actually wanted to talk about this for quite some time, but I had rules, and my rules were, no politics and no religion. And that's still the case, more or less. But this is an argument or debate I've had with someone that I care about, and this person also cares about me. At least I think they do. But I wanted to have an outlet to discuss this without being in an argument. And I do want your feedback. Now, before I get into this, please understand the people I want to provide feedback on this, they need to be open minded. I don't want pro of any race. I don't want any racist people. Understand, I want you to be open minded. I don't care if you're educated. I know a lot of dumb people with doctorates, okay? No offense. This is not about being educated, all right? I want people that have an open mind to look at things with practicality and process them logically so we can then get to the truth. And if not the truth, then some type of understanding of each other's mentality and perspective. Okay? So, I'll tell you right now, comments I don't respond to, but especially hateful comments. I won't. So, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're one of those people, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Please be open minded. But here we go. Here is the hypothetical scenario. And this involves the N word, okay? And I'm going to say N word. Now, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use the word just so it feels more natural. Keep in mind, I don't like this word. I actually despise it. But here goes. Say that you yourself are black or African American, however you want to describe yourself. You're a person of color, right? We know that the N word was created as a racial slur. We also know that black people or African Americans have taken this word and decided to use it as a term of endearment, which nothing is wrong with that. However, here's the scenario. If you are black or African American and you have let's say, a white, Latino, Asian, German, European friend, the race doesn't matter. The race is something other than black, right? One day, after hearing you say this many times, and the way, people in songs say it, and, in rap songs and in movies, one day this person says, "What's up, my nigga?" And they actually do mean it in the same way you do, as a term of endearment. They said it using the exact same wording in the exact same structure as you have used it to greet others that you know. They've heard you say this. You are aware of its definition. This person is aware of it too, of another race. But one day, to greet you, they say, "What's up, my nigga?" And you can hear the upper inflection in their voice. You can hear that they meant it in a positive way. You can hear that it has a positive connotation to it. And this person is a friend. Please tell me, would you be upset with them for saying that to you? And if so, why? Tell me why. I'm not saying you shouldn't be. I'm not saying that some part of you should not be conflicted. Let's just leave it there. You definitely have the right to be. But I just want to know, would you be offended or get upset or lash out at this friend of yours of a different racial background if they use that term the same way you did and do, which is as a term of endearment to greet you? And you know it's coming from a good place based on how they said it and the fact that they're a friend. Here's why I asked that question. Recently, I brought this up to a friend of mine, and their response to me was they will absolutely go off on them. Now, in my example to them, I did say if it was a white friend, just a random example, but they told me they would go off on them. And I said, well, wait a minute. If you talking to me, or let's say you're talking to someone else and y'all are the same race, black or African American, and you say it's fine. But if someone else of another race says it, and this person's a friend, and they use it in the same way you did, you would be offended because this person is not black, they're white. However, if a stranger of the black race said it to you and you did not know them, you would not be offended and you would not go off on them. That is amazing to me. To me, and I'm sure some of you will agree, if not most, isn't that an example of racism? Isn't that a racist mentality? Or better yet, reverse racism? Let me get this straight. A word that was created as a racial slur against black people, now, as my friend put it, the word has been taken over by black people and now being given having been given a positive connotation as well. The negative one has not been erased, mind you, it's still there. But we use it as a term of endearment towards one another. But if another person you personally know uses it in the same way, they are automatically labeled as racist, disrespectful, and or you have an issue with it. You can't own a word. And just because the word was used against quote unquote your people and probably still is today, the word has a double meaning. It's a racial slur and it's also a term of endearment. Just because it's used by different races does not mean it cannot be used as a term of endearment. That's all I'm saying. But this person was comfortable in the mentality that they felt right. And if a person of another race says, even someone they know personally, they will be offended by it. And when I told them that I would not be, I was labeled as being basically anti-black. Excuse me? Because I have an open mentality. Now, keep in mind, as I said earlier, I personally do not care for the word. I rarely use it. I won't say I never do. I rarely do. In fact, everyone that knows me, I do mean everyone, at some point has used that word in my presence and also used that word towards me in conversation as a term of endearment. And some, of course, at times of frustration. And even in those times, you know what I would say? I would tell them, not all the time, but most of the time, hey, don't call me that. Do not use that word. Convey your point. Let's continue, but don't refer to me as that. I do not like that word. Now, I'll let it get away with it at times because I understand that in today's society, it's basically normal. But just because something is normal does not mean you have to accept it. That word comes from a bad place, right? trying to rewrite history and change its meaning without erasing the old, not going to happen. And to me, that's double standard. If to us it's positive, but if someone else, another race outside of black people says it, it's negative. That makes no sense. I know every race out there, every culture has some slanderous terms that maybe other races don't know about. But to me, this particular one, this N word, having both a positive and negative, I know multiple words in the dictionary have multiple meanings that are complete can sometimes be completely opposite, but still, you it is not right for you to assume as a black person that anyone outside the black race uses that word in the same manner you do. It cannot mean it in the same way you do. That is dumb. You can't tell somebody else how they meant something. You can say it, it doesn't mean it's true. If I say thank you, it doesn't mean deep down I'm jealous. You can't tell me what I meant. You can't tell a person what they meant. They use the same word with the same number of words in the same way, same context, same inflection, and for the same definition as in term of endearment. But it's not right and it's not acceptable because it came from a different race. That in itself is racism. And it's sad that a lot of black people think that way. Not all of them. Me personally, I'm open minded, as I said earlier. When a person throws words to me, I don't think about the color of the skin of the person saying it. All right? I don't think, well, since you're from Asia and you're saying this, you have to mean it in a bad way because you're not my race. No. I listen to the words they're saying and how they're being said. I don't care what color your skin is. But the fact that we have people out there that based on skin tone, they believe that certain people can't say certain words. You don't own the word. You don't have a patent on the N word. I'm sorry. And if you think that, that makes this even more ignorant, which is one of the definitions of that word. Ignorant. Congratulations, you fit the bill. It makes absolutely no sense. And as I say, I want your feedback on this. I'm not saying I'm infallible. But me being open minded, I should not be insulted because I'm open minded and I don't see race. While I do not like the word, I'm not going to assume that if a Latino or an Italian says that word to me with upper inflection and they mean it as a term of endearment, I'm not going to assume that they're racist. They mean it in a bad way or a disrespectful way. And I'm not going to lash out at them. Now I may ask them, "Hey, why'd you say that?" But that's just me being curious, not because I think they're not allowed to say it. That's all I'm saying, man. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. And as I say, please be open minded. I don't want any pro black, pro white, pro. No. I want people that are open to a discussion about a word and its use and interpretation and racist mentality. I'm keep in mind, I'm not calling anyone racist. I'm not calling anyone ignorant. During the discussion I had with my friend, the whole time I said that this it's never accused them of being any one of these things. I told them repeatedly, I am challenging the mentality. I'm inquiring about the mentality behind it. The mentality, the perspective behind it. Not accusing you of anything, but that mentality itself is toxic and it's damaging. Not you as a person, but that mentality. But again, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Peace.